Growing up, I'd always become a doctor in my school fancy dress competitions. The white coat used to be oversized, the stethoscope was plastic, and a slogan on my back read, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Back then, I thought medicine was just about saving lives, but I didn't know that one day would teach me what it truly means to protect the dignity behind every life that we bring into this world. Recently, while working on my symposium abstract, I came across stories that didn't sound like textbook medicine, stories of hope, of desperation, and the quiet cost of creation. Not too long ago, in many parts of India, dais, the midwives, were paid to end the lives of newborn girls.
कितना का बच्चा तो मारले हो अंदाज?
अंदाज से कम 15-20 ज्यादा ने
केना मारे रहो?
नट्टी पकड़ी मचारी थे
केना?
ना का ये गला से ना गला पकड़ के जंगल रहता था वहां पर देते थे गाड़ देते थे झांप देते थे बच्ची मरता था वो बोलता था कि हल्ले गदाल नहीं होना चाहिए तो किसको कहने लिए जाएंगे हम लोग डर से पुलिस का कहेंगे तो खुदे हम फंसेंगे हल्ला करेंगे तो मोहल्ला वाला दाब भी हम दैये को देगा तो ये को सुख तो गाय के नहीं होता है
It appears you are having a girl.
A girl. We do not want another girl. This is very bad news.
The world called it female feticide, but what it truly revealed is what the society valued and what it didn't. We created the PCP and DT Act to stop it, believing that laws would heal a mindset. But control over a woman's body simply changed shape, from hidden rooms to hospitals. In the early 2000s, India became the so-called surrogacy capital of the world. Not because of the fertile land, but because of the fertile women. Foreign couples flocked here from the US, Australia, Europe, drawn by affordability and lenient regulations. For them, it was a miracle of modern medicine, but for many Indian women, it was means to survive. Beyond the gloss of IVF labs and contracts lay an unsettling truth. What looked like empowerment was often commodification, wombs and rent. Then came the tragedies, children born into statelessness, families separated by paperwork, and surrogates left invisible once the light of the labor ward dimmed. The Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 tried to turn this practice altruistic. No more commercial transactions, only compassion. But exploitation doesn't disappear when you ban it, right? It just moves underground.
In Philippines. Filipino women offering their rooms for rent and hopeful parents trying to find carriers.
So, for every story of joy, there are echoes of uncertainty. Women who gave life yet remain unseen by the systems that profit from them. Science tells us that the womb isn't just a vessel, it's an environment. Through epigenetics, we now know that mother's nutrition, stress, surroundings can alter gene expression for life. So, even when the DNA belongs to the intended parent, the surrogate's body still writes a part of the child's biological story. Yet, most contracts never mention her nutrition, her trauma, or her right to follow up care. Obstetrics data shows increased risk of hypertension, diabetes, pelvic injury, depression, infants born preterm or malnourished just because their mothers were. Surrogacy was meant to be altruism. Too often it became asymmetric power, privilege commissioning, poverty complying. And the cruelty doesn't end at birth, of course. Some children grow up discovering that they were parts of a contract, struggling with identity. Was I chosen or was I wanted?
I am today a product of surrogacy. Created, sold, bought.
The documentary The Surrogacy Trap calls it being scheduled into life. And it made me realize that obstetrics isn't just about delivering babies, it's about delivering justice. Medicine gave us the power to create life, but it didn't really teach us how to honor it properly. Out of few of these reflections came the vision of Supermoms, an idea born at an hackathon project I did back in 2021, built on one simple belief that every mother's journey deserves visibility, support, and respect. It's a bridge between medicine and meaning. From pregnancy to postmortem to purpose, we're building a community where motherhood isn't just confined to biology but celebrated in all its forms, be it birth, surrogacy, caregiving. Because every act of bringing life into this world should be met with dignity, compassion, and choice. And honestly, I'm not here to take sides. I'm here to ask questions, the kind that remind us why we chose to heal in the first place. Our history reminds us of one thing, that control keeps changing faces, but humanity must stay constant. Surrogacy isn't just science, it's a story, and our job as doctors, humans, is to make sure that it's one told with respect. Because medicine can create life, but humanity is what gives it meaning.